me out, everybody. Beauty and the Beast. Wait, that's the wrong one. Let's start this over again. Hear me out, everybody. The whole new world. That's the wrong princess movie as well. Let's try this one more time. Hear me out, everybody. We are talking about two sisters who decided to journey into the unknown to maybe let it all go. This is, of course, coinciding because Frozen 2 comes out this week on Blu-ray, and I want you guys to make sure to not forget that, because this is a movie that I've been really looking forward to this Blu-ray, because I've been wanting to see this movie again, because when I first initially saw it, I thought it was on par from Frozen, and I still think it is, but I think there were deeper themes that I really wanted to kind of analyze into, and I think these animated films really hide them well enough to where it's not like they're bonking you on the head, but it's just perfect enough to really dive into them and have a lot of fun with the same films, while also feeling maybe a little bit of mature themes kind of diving into. And I think Frozen 2 aged with the audience that it kind of came out with. For the little girls who saw it 6 years ago to now where they are in life, this could kind of be maturing with them, and I think parents are going to start taking notice with it. Plus, I really just want to dive into Frozen 2 and kind of discuss how this film was very quietly went under the radar. This movie made a ton of money, and no one's talking about it. No one. And maybe that's because many people didn't think it was as good as the first one, while others kind of thought it was better than the first one, or maybe you're like me and thought it was on par. Frozen 2, though, dives in, and there's many themes of fighting with the past, maybe how that past can catch up to you, the beauty of sisterhood, that bond of friendship and, again, family, and maybe even some of the insecurities. Frozen 2 has all those themes wrapped up into one, with each character kind of dealing with different things going about it. And it's one of my favorite things about Frozen is how each character is dealing with a different issue, one that can really coincide to our real lives. So if you guys are new here though, make sure again to hit that like and subscribe button, where I do tons of content like this on a daily basis. I love talking movies and I want to discuss it with you guys, so make sure to comment down below. Let me know what your favorite thing about Frozen 2 was. What was your favorite song from Frozen? Let's discuss it, and make sure if you don't hit that like and subscribe button, guys, Elsa might come over and freeze you. Just joking, she won't, but you still should. Frozen, when looked at in pop culture phenomenon, you look at it and the instant thing you think of is either Olaf or Let It Go. Most likely Let It Go, because that song was played through the radio, played through many different people's hearts. I used to babysit this younger kid, and they used to listen to Let It Go so much, multiple times throughout the day. I watched Frozen with them multiple different times, and it's so weird, but also so fascinating to see how this is the movie that really grabbed their attention. And at the same time, it was a movie that many people call overrated. It's a movie that many people fall in love with. There's so many different elements of Frozen that really captured the landscape and the pop culture phenomenon. And then Frozen 2 comes out, maybe a little bit too late. Maybe this should have came out a little bit closer to the release date of the first one. But it felt like the developers, the cast and crew, all took their time to really find a story to tell within this Frozen universe. And while the story is kind of unconventional with not really having an antagonist, it's one that the antagonist is all the different themes that all these characters have to go through. And kind of just diving into each character when you really look at them, let's dive into Anna. Anna's really dealing with different elements of trying to be there for her sister, and trying to still hold this strong bond that she just recovered from the first movie, and the beauty of that kind of being reheld throughout it. And then when you look at Elsa, it's her trying to fight the past, and how now it's catching up to her, and how she doesn't know what her powers are. These are elements that people go through every single day, and usually all these characters, everything they go through is something that we all deal with throughout our lives. Kristoff, of course, is dealing with some insecurities, trying to ask and propose to Anna for marriage, while in very humorous ways, and also having one of the best songs in the whole movie, Lost in the Woods. My God, that was just fantastic. Can we just give it a round of applause for that one? That was great. But it also hit me, and I felt really relatable to Kristoff in that moment. And of course, Olaf, poor little Olaf, our funny, charismatic, valued Olaf, who has some of the funniest lines and some of the best moments inside this whole movie, especially the after credit scene. If you didn't check out the after credit scene, you have to. But his song that really early in the beginning with Anna, Some Things Never Change. Olaf's having to go through changes, and no one really likes change, but change happens all the time around us. And Sven, I mean, he's the reindeer. He's Kristoff's sidekick and kind of his wingman to all those situations, but he's also getting lost in the woods as well and dealing with all these elements that Kristoff's having to deal with. Quite curious to see all these different themes wrapped up into one, that this film would miss the Oscar chances. It's so unique to see how much money this movie had made, but no one talked about it. And it seems as, yes, the songs are playing around all the time, but no one is talking about this movie in the film space or in general in the public eye. It feels like it came and went, and people just stopped talking about Frozen. When you're going to the holiday season, you would expect more people to, because it has snow in it. In theaters for so long, but just slowly started gaining its money, grabbing it all and taking it all in. It's still a part of the pop culture phenomenon. Little girls wear Anna and Elsa dresses all the time. I work in retail and we sell tons of Frozen toys, and they're sold out within days. It's just very unique to see how this kind of went under the radar, and I think a lot of that goes because of the unconventional story and some of the mature themes that this film decides to go through. And not all these themes will work for people. Some people might find it a little bit clunky, but for me, I actually found it, especially on a second rewatch, to really elevate the material a little bit stronger. Beauty of the storytelling throughout this movie is actually one of my favorite aspects of it, and really diving into the animation. How crystal clear and picture perfect this movie is. This is one of the most unique animated films I've seen last year, and really having Toy Story 4, Frozen 2, Klaus, and of course, I Lost My Body, all coming out in the same year. It was a good and strong year for animation because they were able to deal with so many different themes, and I was just so fascinated with it. So if you guys are new here though, make sure to get in a comment down below. Let me know what your guys' favorite thoughts are on Frozen 2. Do you guys agree with what I'm saying? Do you guys see what I'm saying? Let's discuss it. What were some of the themes that I missed out on? Let's discuss it down there, guys. And also, if you guys are interested in seeing movies early, head over to Sandwich on Films as well. And of course, just a big thank you to you and a big thank you to my Patreon supporters, because without you, I wouldn't be able to do this. Frozen 2, again, of course, comes out on Blu-ray this Tuesday, and it's definitely a movie you guys should check out because it has great outtakes. It has some deleted music that you should check out, some fantastic music videos to kind of catch into there, but in general, one of my favorite things about this movie is just being able to watch it again and kind of just deep dive into it. Sometimes movies change you on your opinion, and while I still feel like it's on par with Frozen 1 with how good it is, I think the themes were a little bit stronger in this one, and they really dived into different things, and actually I felt a little bit more relatable, and I felt like as a guy I could actually attach to certain elements a little bit stronger in this one. And I'm still shocked it didn't get an Oscar nomination. I'm sure Disney was shocked that it didn't get an Oscar nomination, but the music still lives within us. Frozen 2 is a part of the pop culture. While it made a ton of money and no one's still talking about it, the music's great, and maybe you just didn't like Frozen 2. And I'll understand that. Film is subjective. But for me, I thought the themes of discovery, fighting with the past, insecurities, the bond, trying to keep that bond together, and just in general, trying to be there for everyone in the best way that you possibly can. Of course, change and how change can affect us. Frozen 2 touches on all those. And I'm so happy that I got to check this film out again. I brought these new themes to your attention, so when you watch Frozen 2 again, these stick out to you just a bit more. Thank you guys again so much for watching this. Of course, guys, make sure to go check out Frozen 2 coming out this Tuesday on 4K Blu-ray, and all sorts of ways of watching this movie, digital, however you want to watch it. You can check it out. Sorry, parents, you're definitely going to be hearing Into the Unknown all over again. Guys, thank you guys again so much for watching this, and of course, until next time, stay classy.